A significant event is bound to happen across the United States on April 8, 2024. It has already had many worried and frightened of what it means in the larger context of things. I am talking about the upcoming solar eclipse and the biblical connection it has with what is happening in Israel and America. The timing of the eclipse on April 8th has led to speculations and questions about its potential implications for these nations, particularly as the United States approaches its presidential elections. It has also captured the imagination of many, intertwining astronomical projections with prophetic interpretations, and this is symbolic of the end of days. So how does the upcoming solar eclipse serve as a backdrop to what will happen in America? More so, how does this celestial phenomenon prompt reflections on the direction the country is heading? In today's video, I will delve deeper into this eclipse, its significance to the countries affected, as well as how it mirrors biblical prophecies made before the turn of the 1st century BC. Keep watching. The solar eclipse will indeed be a significant astronomical event. It will be a total solar eclipse visible across North America, from Mexico to Canada, including a large swath of the United States. Such events have often been viewed through various lenses, including scientific, cultural, and religious. This particular eclipse is notable for its path of totality, which will allow millions to witness daytime darkness as the moon's shadow crosses the continent. From our viewpoint on Earth, the moon will transit across the sun, leading to a total solar eclipse within its path. This will cause a complete but brief blockage of the sun's light. The duration of the total eclipse may extend beyond 4 minutes, not including the approach and recession of the moon. During this phase, the sky will noticeably darken, resembling twilight conditions. One might also observe Bailey's beads, a spectacle that occurs just before and after the total eclipse, manifesting as luminous dots along the lunar rim. These are formed by sunlight filtering through the moon's uneven surface features. Additionally, the diamond ring effect might also occur during this eclipse. This is when a solitary gleam of sunlight pierces through a lunar valley against the obscured sun. This eclipse is also set to align with the sighting of Comet 12P/Pons-Brooks, sometimes referred to as the Devil Comet, due to its distinctive shape. While rare, comets have been spotted during solar eclipses, made visible by the eclipse-induced darkness. The darkened sky may also reveal stars and planets like Jupiter and Venus, accompanied by a noticeable temperature drop. But these spectacles might not be visible to the bare eyes, except if one uses binoculars or special glasses. Turning to the scriptures, several texts often describe the sun being obscured, or darkness enveloping the land, which is akin to an eclipse. For instance, during the plagues in Egypt, a palpable darkness was cast over the land for 3 days, as recounted in Exodus 10, verses 21 to 23. Similarly, during the crucifixion of Jesus, darkness fell across the land from noon until 3 in the afternoon, as narrated in Mark 15, verses 32 and 33. These events bear a resemblance to the natural phenomenon of a solar eclipse. Culturally, solar eclipses have been interpreted in myriad ways throughout history, often seen as omens or portents. This celestial event is a fulfillment of biblical prophecy. In the context of the United States, this upcoming eclipse has stirred interest due to its timing before the presidential election, leading some to speculate about its significance to the nation's future. The occurrence of this solar eclipse can be seen by some as a divine signal or warning, particularly as it coincides with socio-political events like the U.S. presidential elections. This eclipse also carries significant meaning, as the Bible contains numerous references to the sun, moon, and stars as portents of divine messages. For instance, the book of Joel speaks of the sun turning to darkness and the moon to blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord. Joel 2, verse 31. The book of Genesis describes the creation of the sun, moon, and stars as taking place on the 4th day, even though light and vegetation, such as trees and flowers, appeared on the 3rd day. This narrative highlights the essential roles of the sun and moon in maintaining Earth's climate and ecosystems, as they are crucial for processes like photosynthesis and ocean currents, which in turn influence weather patterns and precipitation. Interestingly, before these celestial bodies were created, the Earth was already teeming with plant life, sustained not by rain, which was uncommon until the time of Noah's flood, but by streams that emerged from the ground to water the land. The creation of plants before the sun, moon, and rain poses an intriguing question. Why would flora be brought into existence before the elements critical for their survival? According to Genesis, the sun and moon were assigned different purposes. They were to demarcate day from night and serve as markers for sacred occasions, festivals, and seasons. They were intended to regulate the passage of time and signal important events. These celestial markers hold particular importance in biblical prophecy, particularly concerning the end times. For example, that passage in the book of Joel mentions extraordinary occurrences in the heavens and on earth, such as the darkening of the sun and the moon turning red, heralding the approach of the formidable day of the Lord. This passage is symbolic of impending upheaval, with red symbolizing conflict and judgment, and smoke and fire representing natural disasters like volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. Such celestial events are prophetic signs, as Jesus also foretold various calamities as precursors to significant happenings. The blood moon tetrad of 2014 to 2015, a series of 4 consecutive total lunar eclipses coinciding with Jewish festivals, is often cited as an example of celestial events linked to Israel and interpreted by some as fulfilling biblical prophecy. Some see these blood moons as aligning with scriptural predictions and historical events, adding another layer to the rich tapestry of interpretations surrounding celestial phenomena and their connection to divine plans. Many have found it challenging to grasp the full implications of this sign, and its true meaning is still shrouded in mystery. The number 4 is often seen as a symbol of God's universal sovereignty. In a symbolic sense, the moon represents God's guardianship and care over Israel and its people. The red tint of the eclipse has been interpreted as an omen of upcoming conflict and a precursor to divine judgment. The fact that these eclipses occurred over 2 years, a number that biblically signifies division, has been viewed as a cautionary sign concerning the possible partition of Israel's territory. The Bible, particularly in Joel 3 verse 12, foretells a pivotal event that will set off 7 years of tribulation and the judgment of nations, focusing on the assembly of all nations in the valley of Jehoshaphat for judgment, especially for their mistreatment of Israel, including the scattering of its people and the division of its land. Currently, we are observing nations that are implicated in the partitioning of Israel's land, an act alluded to in the book of Joel. The Bible specifically identifies certain nations such as Tyre and Sidon as being involved in this division. The subsequent revelation is quite astonishing. Tyre and Sidon were territories occupied by the Phoenicians, renowned for their commercial prowess. In Ezekiel 28, the prophet Ezekiel refers to the king of Tyre as a figure that foreshadows the Antichrist. Following the Greek and Roman conquests of Tyre and Sidon, it is believed that the Phoenicians dispersed to Greece and Rome. Intriguingly, the Phoenicians are credited with naming the European continent after Europa, the daughter of the notable Phoenician king of Tyre. Presently, the European Union, the United Nations, and even America have ties to the ancient regions of Tyre and Sidon, once settled by the Phoenicians. These contemporary entities are anticipated to influence and endorse a 7-year peace accord, as prophesied in the Scripture, which is expected to be ratified by the Antichrist. Recognizing the importance of this and its implications for the future is vital. In 2017, 2 notable and unusual occurrences took place in America. The first was the Great American Solar Eclipse, which transpired on August 21, 2017. This eclipse was observable across the entire nation, from the Pacific to the Atlantic coasts. While an eclipse is a noteworthy event, its significance is often amplified when it coincides with other occurrences that have connections to biblical narratives and the history of Israel. On September 23, 2017, a rare celestial alignment took place, which some believe mirrored the sign of Revelation 12. This involved the constellations Virgo and Leo, along with the planets Mercury, Mars, Venus, Jupiter, and the Sun and Moon, aligning in a way that resembled the biblical description in Revelation 12. This particular alignment has been recorded only twice in history. This celestial event is said to have more tremendous implications, especially when linked to the anticipated 2024 eclipse. Revelation 12 discusses a battle between the Antichrist, the Beast, and the faithful, as well as the re-establishment of Israel in Jerusalem as a sovereign state. These signs are seen by some as a strong caution to the United States about its policies towards Israel, particularly the potential division of the land. 3.5 years after the 2017 eclipse, a significant political development occurred. On January 28, 2020, President Donald Trump unveiled the Peace to Prosperity Plan, which proposed a two-state solution, offering 70% of Israel's territory, including the eastern part of Jerusalem, to the Palestinians for the creation of a Palestinian state. This proposal came 3 months before the outbreak of a pandemic that caused extensive global turmoil. Subsequent to these events, there was a period marked by considerable economic challenges, societal unrest, and geopolitical tensions with Russia, culminating in the political defeats of both Netanyahu and Trump in 2020. Contrary to expectations of the prophetic four horsemen appearing in a specific sequence, their signs seemed to manifest in an inverted order. In the wake of these developments, new geopolitical alliances emerged, notably between the oil-producing countries of OPEC and the BRICS nation, including China. These alliances have started to challenge the hegemony of the American dollar in international trade, leading to notable inflation and concerns about the potential instability of the U.S. banking system. Astonishingly, these occurrences align with biblical prophecies concerning Israel in the end times. Looking ahead to April 8, 2024, 7 years after the initial eclipse in August 2017, another eclipse is forecasted. This eclipse will be observable across the United States, with its path of totality creating a distinctive X shape over the nation. However, this eclipse will differ from the one in 2017 and the sign of Revelation 12, as it will only be visible over the eastern half of the country and will take place 7 months prior to the 2024 presidential election. Interestingly, the constellation of Leo, which symbolizes Judah and Jerusalem and is associated with the Lion of Judah, a representation of Jesus, will be in alignment with the solar eclipse on April 8, 2024. In biblical prophecy, the number 7 is often interpreted as symbolizing completeness or the end of a cycle. Here, it may signify the culmination of Israel's 70 weeks of judgment, which are represented by cycles of 7 years. Therefore, this upcoming eclipse might not be a harbinger of future events, but rather a mirror reflecting past events that are connected to what is yet to come. With the presidential elections on the horizon, the darkening of the sun that will accompany the eclipse is a metaphorical warning sign, suggesting a period of introspection and decision-making for the nation. It's an occurrence that will tug at the edges of the socio-political climate of America, reflecting the concerns and hopes of a country at a crossroads. I hope you enjoyed this content. If so, kindly leave your thoughts in the comments section as well as click on the like and subscribe buttons at the bottom of your screen. Thanks for watching.